Welcome back to Coding Goblin. I use Tailwind CSS every day, but am I actually any good at using it? Probably not. I'm gonna make a card component to kind of test myself really. So let's see how I get on. I'm gonna do this in Vue.js, but you can do it in whatever you want. It doesn't make any difference at all. So I've got a card component here and I'm just gonna start building and see what happens really. So I need, in this component, a top section and a bottom section. So the top section is going to have an image in it, and the bottom is going to have a title, some content, and a button. Now this is going to be a kind of blog section card, so it's going to be having the cards on your home page, for example, or in an archive page, and then you click the read more button and you can view a blog post. So that's fun, isn't it? So I've got my outer div here and I'm gonna do a top section, should I say, div, and a bottom. So the top is just gonna have an image in it. So let's do another div and put an image. And we're gonna say source. And I've got an image in this assets folder here, thumbnail.png. So we'll be using that, and we're going to say source equals assets thumbnail.png. Let's see if that works. Oh, it worked. And what a lovely image. Okay, so we're going to now just start going through and adding bits in. So we're going to have a div here, and this is going to have our title section in it. So we'll do a h3 tag, the title, and do p tag for some content. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to do another div here, and we'll put a button in it. And this is just going to say read more. Read more. Okay, so it's coming together. By the way, I don't normally do this. I rely heavily on component libraries. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this, because I don't really have any sort of skill when it comes to designing stuff. Even this, I mean, let's be real, I'm just probably subconsciously copying a card from a component library, because that's what tends to happen. So it's actually really hard for me to be original. So that's fun, isn't it? So I'm just going to go through each part and style it just to try and make it look half decent. First thing I'm going to do, so we can actually see what's going on, because we've got a white background, is I'm going to give it a shadow. Also, I think shadows make things look nice. That's the extent of my design knowledge. Shadows make things look good. Shadows make things look nice. I'm then going to give a bit of padding here, because it just doesn't look right, does it? There you go, that looks alright, doesn't it? And I'm going to go through these bits and just give a bit of margin where needed. First thing I'll do this button div, I'll give it a bit of margin. And I'll make this look more like a button. So we're going to say background indigo, padding X 4, padding Y 2, font bold, text white, and make it rounded. There you go, I think that's quite good. I mean, it looks like Tailwind UI button. That's what, see, this is what happens. This is what happens. I can't do anything about it. I can't design things. I can't. Anyway, title. Let's say font XL. Oh, gont. Font. Have I done anything? Is that not the class? Is it text? Yeah, it'll be text obviously. XL. Okay. fonts, bold, maybe. Yeah, I guess. And yeah, I mean, that looks alright, doesn't it? Does that look okay? That actually looks okay. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to make this a reusable component. And that way, we can have a few of them. Well, it is a reusable, it's not reusable. We're going to make it reusable. We're going to make it reusable, and then we can have a few of them in a row, and then we can see if it looks good or if it looks absolutely terrible. By the way, I am putting noticeably less effort into these videos now, because I put a video out the other day and I put loads of effort in editing it. Loads, and I thought it was really good. I was pleased with it. I was like, this is good. It's gonna get a lot of views, and basically no one viewed it, which I thought was weird. So based on that, I'm putting less effort in, because it seems to do better when you put less effort in for some reason. If someone cleverer than me could explain that, someone who knows about psychology maybe could explain that in the comments below, that'd be great. So we're going to say image source, and we're just going to say that's a string, and then we're going to do title, content, and we'll do link URL, but that's not going to exist. So based on that, we'll actually put a link in here. We'll just make that a link instead of a button, actually. I'm going to make it look weird. Yes, did make it look a little bit weird. That's fine though. Okay, so now we're going to just use these. So we're going to swap these out. Oh, title. Content, and href is going to go here. I'm going to say link URL, and now if we come back to our okay, yeah, that's fine. Card. So now if we go, let's just make an array. So I haven't thought this through at all, so this might just be terrible. So this is going to be cards equals an array. Why can't I write? Okay, so this is going to be an array of cards. So we're going to have our image URL. And I will need to think of what that is in a second. And then we're going to say title, content, and link URL. So first thing, they're all going to be link URLs is going to be home, because I don't have any pages. This one's going to be, oh, this will be interesting. Hopefully this works. If we can just get one of them to show, that'd be great. So we're going to say template v4 equals card in cards. And we're going to go and say card. I've done this in a really terrible way, to be honest with you. It's fine. It's fine. Absolutely fine. Should have used slots, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, whatever. Right. Oh my gosh. Right. If you're still with me, Congratulations. Thanks, and I appreciate it. Because I would have probably just left a long time ago. I won't blame you. If you are still here, consider liking and subscribing, because that's a fun thing to do. Oh my. Oh wow. Okay. What do you reckon? Is this gonna work? Or is this gonna be a disaster? Okay, that worked. Image URL didn't work. I thought it might not. Let's just try that. See what it's saying. Okay, I've done something silly. That's really weird. Why does it say that? Image source. Image source. That's why. I'm recording the right thing. Image source. Image source. Image source. Okay, let's try that. And now if I get rid of that. This is the reality of putting in zero planning. This is what happens. I might cut all this out, to be honest with you, because this is just not fun to watch. What should that be? Oh, it's because yeah. I wonder if I do this. This works in Nuxt, so if it works here, then great, but I've got a feeling it's not going to. Okay, it did work. I'm surprised by that, but also very pleased. So we've got that card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a grid, and I'm going to make these grid columns. So if I go and say, change that template. No, don't change that template. I'm just going to put a div here, and we're going to put this template within the div. We're going to say class equals, and we're going to say grid. Grid. We'll do 3 grid columns. So that's going to be on medium screens and up. No, small screens and up, and then it'll be 1 column as standard. So on the smallest screen, it'll be 1 column. Grid calls 1, small, grid calls 3. So now we're going to have to change our card a little bit. And we're just going to say grid call span 1. Yeah. And now if we add a couple more, we'll see what happens. And then I'll have to expand the browser window a bit. So we've got 3 here, so let's just say for this one, the content 2, the title 2, and then 3, and 3, save that. So they're one above the other there. What we can also do, this is nice, if we can just put a gap here, gap Y, 4, and then we can expand that out, and let's see, they should all be next to each other when we make that wider. Yep. And then we can say gap X, whatever we want, but we'll say 4 as well. And now when we expand that out, be a nice little gap in between them. Nice. I'll tell you what, just so you can see that a bit better, I'm just going to put a background on here. Not bad at all. So that's how you go about creating a reusable card component using Tailwind in Vue.js. Oh, that looks terrible actually. That looks terrible. The grey on grey. I need to do a different grey. Looks alright. Not the best. There's obviously stuff you can do. Look. If I was going to be picky, I would go and do a bit of shadows, shadow large. Yeah, it's the little touches you can do that make it look a lot better. Maybe rounded corners as well. Let's see. Let's do rounded and see what happens. Where are we? Rounded, large. So, yeah, you probably have to do it to the image as well. Or rounded top T maybe, because you can see there, look, it's rounded those bits and it looks rubbish. Oh wow, I'm amazed I got that first time. Okay, so yeah, so if you just want to round the top corners, just do rounded T. Okay, that looks good actually. That looks alright. Obviously you'd have different images, different content and whatever, but that is pretty much a good starting point. You can go from there. I'm just waffling on, to be honest with you. Just talking nonsense. Yeah, the end.